Well, on this sunny spring day, I'm with Thomas from Sebright Gardens. And Thomas, we're all out in our gardens. We're so excited about doing things. And so we're going to be talking about dividing hostas. And is it really a good time right now?
Yeah, it actually is still a good time, but we want to do it fairly quickly because things are moving on really fast.
So really, we want to look at them like this and not like this?
Yeah. When they get like this one over here by Stephanie, it's a little bit too far along. It's unfurled its leaves already, so if we cut into that now and try and split it, it's going to go into a really bad wilt. So that's a little bit too far. We'd have to wait about another month for the leaves to harden off on that before we split it.
Okay.
But if they're like this one, if you want to hold that one over there, Stephanie, and point it toward the camera.
We have this great assistant, Stephanie, here with us.
Yes, and she can see there in the center where the center has died out. That tells you, that's a good sign when a hosta needs to be divided, when the center starts to die out like that. So, and this is about as far along as you want it to be. The leaves haven't started to unfurl, so you can still divide that one.
And it's kind of nice when they're poking up, because then you know where to make cuts, and maybe you don't sacrifice some that maybe would be viable.
Exactly, yeah, it's really easy. And now we've got these two here in front of us. This is a good example of ones that are getting really heavily overgrown in the pots, and you can see the roots of, so we've taken them out, and
so where do you begin? That's
well,
a big clump.
We want to pull the roots apart a little bit first, like this. Shake the dirt a little bit.
And there's really nothing in the center that's funny. It's all really growing on the end.
Exactly, and there's a bit of an open, a bit of a spot right here, so we'll take our knife and just stick it in. And
you want to just have a clean, sharp knife?
Yes, a really nice sharp knife. And this is where some strength in your...
Oh, good girl.
Yeah, this is where strength in your wrists come in.
Oh, so just pull. You're not really hurting it.
No.
Okay.
You're just pulling the roots apart that are tangled.
Okay.
And then you can see there's...
So it's better than cutting it. It's kind of...
Yeah, and what I try to do is I try to cut from the bottom, not through the top, so you don't get the divisions. Like stick it in underneath like this, and it'll make a weak spot underneath the crown, and then you can pull it apart.
Sure.
So you can see we haven't sliced through any of the crowns.
No, look at that.
All we've done is pulled and untangled the roots.
Because I think we sometimes feel bad about that.
Yeah,
so
yeah. If you take it like this,
right,
then you risk sacrificing the crowns. But if you put it in at the side and go under, and make it weak.
Yeah, it cracks naturally.
Yeah, and then pull it apart. Well, that one actually tore anyways.
Too. But that happens.
Yeah. So, but we can make lots of divisions, as you can see.
And really, you can put them in other parts of the garden. You can share them with friends or family.
And each one will make a division. But if you're splitting it down just for yourself in the garden, this is a good size. We can lay them over here, and Stephanie can kind of count, see how many that we come up with.
So do you want a couple in a new clump? So then you have something in the garden to show.
Yeah, like 2 or 3, and like even this one where we've damaged, like this right here, there's a good chance that will recover, but you know, only if you're desperate.
Yeah, you want the most viable ones.
I'd go ahead, probably take it off of there, and then you've got a nice double division.
And then when you go to replant them, what should we be doing?
When you go to replant, just go ahead and plant them about the depth, so just a little bit below here. Put a little bit of compost and stuff in the soil and mix in the ground, and just stick them in. They're pretty easy.
Yeah.
So just water them in. Yeah, yeah.
And you'll have another beautiful hosta more in your garden to share.
Yes, exactly. You got lots of shares. As you can see over here in front of Stephanie, there's lots. You got lots now. We had one. We've got, what have we got, Stephanie? 6?
6. Oh, right.
Yeah. So yeah.
So Thomas, I have houses in my garden that need division. So what should I be doing then?
There's 2 different things you can do, depending on how many divisions you want. You can take a shovel and you can just be fairly rough and slice in and wedge a piece out, which is what most people would probably do. If you want to be more gentle, you can dig the whole clump, which could be, you know, if you've got giant hostas, you can be dealing with, you know, a massive thing like this, like root balling a tree. So unless you're wanting to move it or divide it down severely, just take a shovel and chop through the center of it or off to the side and pry a piece off, and that will work fine too.
Yeah, and it's kind of nice because then you leave a place because you probably love it right there.
Yes.
But it'll be even healthier this year.
Yeah, and you can just fill in the spot where you took it out with compost, and it'll be nice, and the new roots will go right back into it, and it'll fill in very quickly.
Sounds easy too.
Yeah.
Well, you know, if you have any other questions or you want to come out to Sebright Gardens, you can go to gardentime.tv. We'll click you over to our website, and you have so many beautiful things here. More than hostas, we have epimediums, ferns, all kinds of beautiful things. Thanks so much, Thomas.
Thank you, Judy.
And thanks, Stephanie.
Welcome.